Senior officers and 10 soldiers to stand trial on drug trafficking and organised crime charges. They were arrested last week at a checkpoint south of Tijuana near the US border. They're charged with possession of more than a ton of methamphetamines and 30 kilograms of cocaine. Police in Brazil say at least 25 people died when a bus collided with a lumber truck on Saturday. It happened in the southern state of Santa Catarina. Authorities believe that the driver of the truck lost control in a curve and slammed into the bus. More than 20 others were seriously hurt. Now, a group of internet activists in the United States claims to have helped pro-democracy activists bring down the governments of Tunisia and Egypt. Members of the group Anonymous have told Al Jazeera they hacked into government websites, causing them to crash. They wear masks associated with an anti-government figure to protect their identity. Scott Heidler has more.
Hello world, we are Anonymous.
As a movement, they say they don't have a political stance and they don't even have a members list. But they do have the power to assist revolutionaries and bring down the websites of multi-billion-dollar corporations. They call themselves Anonymous, a group of nameless internet activists or hacktivists. A few from their operations arm spoke with us via video chat.
Anonymous or Anon has been described in many ways, a collective, a movement. What are you guys and what do you stand for?
There are a lot of ideas in Anon. The best way to describe it is the freedom of speech, freedom of information, and the freedom of expression taken to a logical extreme.
You've also been called thugs. Do you break the law?
Some of the things we do are illegal, but sometimes we need to do illegal things to make change. I wouldn't call us thugs. We're certainly not thugs. We're not anything like that. Criminals, I guess. We are breaking laws, but for the greater good.
So where do these hacktivists come from, and who are they?
I think for the younger generation, in Anonymous and outside of Anonymous, it's kind of the face of protesting for the digital age. It's people who are getting their sense of humor, getting their culture from online, and going out there and taking it to the streets.
Anon hacked the corporate websites of Visa, MasterCard, and PayPal in response to their move to stop processing donations for anti-secrecy organization WikiLeaks.
A lot of what we've done as far as hacking and the release of material, we specifically aim to avoid hurting people. I mean, you look at the Visa, MasterCard attacks. We brought down their websites as opposed to hitting the infrastructure that would have prevented their services from working. We could have done that, but we didn't.
Of late, Anonymous has aligned themselves with the uprisings in the Arab world, taking down government websites in Tunisia and Egypt. They jam the sites by flooding them with requests. Most of Anon's activities appear political in nature, but their most recent attack was personal. The target, Aaron Barr, chief executive of the HB Gary Security Company, who had taunted Anonymous, saying he could identify most of the group's leaders. Anonymous retaliated immediately, hacking into HB Gary's server and publishing more than 70,000 internal company emails. As a final flourish, it left a message on HB Gary's website saying, "You brought this on yourself. Let us teach you a lesson you'll never forget. Don't mess with Anonymous." It's a warning other companies will no doubt take to heart. Scott Heidler, Al Jazeera, New York.
And that's it from the team in Washington. Now back to Shuli in Doha.
Thanks, Daljit. In India's financial capital Mumbai, thousands of people have lost their homes after a fire engulfed the Garib Nagar slum near Bandra railway station. The area is home to around 10,000 people, but no one's thought to have died in the blaze. A national period of mourning has been announced in Nepal after the two-time former Prime Minister Krishna Prasad Bhattarai died at the age of 87. Bhattarai led a popular movement to restore multi-party democracy twice in the 1990s. Coming up in sport, a fiery opening to Sri Lanka's World Cup clash against Australia. It all comes to a rather wet end.
An uprising on the streets, showing no sign of relenting. Protesters united in their defiance of the regime. As demonstrations continued for a third week, President Mubarak remained unmoved. But how much longer could he ignore the demands of his people and hold on to power? In a day-by-day account, we look at the events that changed Egypt, from those that witnessed them firsthand. Fall of Mubarak, at this time on Al Jazeera.
It is in the details. A look. A connection. The moments that reveal the truth. Award-winning documentaries from critically acclaimed filmmakers. Witness documentaries to open your eyes. At this time on Al Jazeera.
A debilitating condition afflicting millions of women across the developing world.
Sometimes it is not possible to cure a patient with fistula. We have to prepare her psychologically.
Revealing the human stories behind fistula and its intimate connection to poverty. A powerful new series exploring global maternal health. Birthrights. At this time on Al Jazeera.
Welcome back. Sana's here with all the sport.
Thank you very much, Shirley. Well, we start with football, and there are 3 matches taking place in the Spanish Primera División on Saturday. The first game sees Real Mallorca take on 3rd place Valencia. Things didn't start off well for Valencia. Just half hour into the match, the home side were awarded a penalty after one of their players was brought down in the box. Ivan Ramis stepped up to take it and put Real Mallorca 1-0 up. But it didn't take long for Valencia to attack. Just 2 minutes later, Pablo Hernandez equalized. And Hernandez came back to score his second goal in the second half. With just a few minutes left in the match, the score is 2-1 to Valencia. Leaders Barcelona kick off against Zaragoza in just a few minutes. The other games sees 4th place Villarreal at Atletico Madrid. Well, Real Madrid coach Jose Mourinho has played down reports that someone tried to stab him. It was reported the 48-year-old Portuguese was attacked as he signed autographs at La Coruña airport, northwestern Spain. Mourinho escaped unhurt, but his bodyguard suffered a 4-centimeter stab wound. The incident happened last Friday, but has only just been reported. Arsenal missed their chance to move to within 1 point of Manchester United at the top of the Premier League with a goalless draw against Sunderland. West Ham edged out of the drop zone with a 3-0 home win over Stoke. The team that beat Arsenal in last weekend's English League Cup final, Birmingham, went down 3-1 to West Brom in the early kick-off. 3rd place Manchester City are currently hosting bottom of the table Wigan. The score there is 1-0 to Man City. Well, FIFA President Sepp Blatter says he expects goal line technology to be in place by the time of the next World Cup in Brazil in 2014. It was this disallowed a goal by England's Frank